upload my videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So you can have a look out for that. I think you have to click a bell to get notifications. But every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday I will upload videos. And some of these videos are done in like lesson 1 or lesson 2 or lesson 3. So keep an eye out for them. And I'll put them in playlists for you and make it easier for you to find. So I'm going to use the flat brush for the sky, and always make sure your brush is damp. It seems to hold the paint better. And we'll just pick up some blue and some white just to make a nice pretty sky. So we'll get the dark ultramarine blue, a little bit of white. You want to keep it a little dark at the top. Okay. Just mix up some blue, whatever color sky you want, and put that on there. Good. So put your blue on. So let's start. That's the thing. Start with the sky. If you're doing a landscape, start with the sky. If you're doing a still life or a bird on a branch, start with your background first. Now some people do it differently. They'll draw it all out first and then they will work all around their drawing. This is the way I like to do it. I find it's so much better and easier to approach a painting. That's how I approach my painting. And then we'll get some more white as we come down. We'll make it a little lighter. I'm just putting white on there now and letting it blend in with the sky. And that's all you have to do. So get your sky first. We get all the background first. And so once you have you look at the picture and figure out where the lights and darks are and everything else, then you can start your backgrounds. And when you have your sky the way you want it, we'll put on some clouds. So I'm going to use a bristle brush for the clouds. I find that it spreads the paint around better, and you can try any brush you want as long as it's big enough and it's flat or round, as long as the brush works for your clouds. So I'm just going to put some blue on my brush and a little bit of white, a tiny bit of red just to give it some color. Alright, you can put yellow in there, anything at all that so the clouds are not just pure white. Alright, so we got nice big fluffy clouds going on. So I'm going to make circles. Touch and make circles and get the shapes of your clouds. Now you'll notice that they're a little dull, and that's fine. That's the way I want them first, because I only want to get my shapes first. I don't want to put a big fluffy cloud on there and then I don't like it and then I got to go back over it all again. So I'm just going to put on the shadow underpainting for the clouds. Just little circles, round and round and round we go. There we go. Good. And some more. So you want a bunch of clouds up there. You could have a few clouds. You don't have to have big, thick, fluffy clouds if you don't want to. They could be distracting, you know, depending on what you want up there. Good. Then you take more white on your brush and go over the tops again. There we go, just on the tops. Brighten them up. Just move it down a little bit into the bottom. A little more up here. Little circles. Good. And then when they dry, you can even add more highlights. So, we'll get this much done. And then when you're happy with that, then you move on to the next step. So like I say, try to figure out your paintings before you start. That way you won't get frustrated. You can even overlap your clouds by starting a new section like here. See? It's nice to overlap clouds because they look better. to look more natural. Just little circles. Overlap a few clouds by coming down and keeping the shadows between the clouds. So this will be our next cloud. Nice fluffy clouds. Maybe overlap one here. And if this brush don't work for you, then try another brush. And if you don't like what's happening, just go back to your original sky and start over. That way you won't get frustrated. So just put on little circles. And I'm not touching very hard. I'm not pushing very hard. There we go. So you work with those until you're happy. And how many you want to overlap. There we go. See, I'm just touching. Good. Now remember I said you can go over your small details at the very end. So at the very end of this painting, if you want to highlight your clouds a bit more, you can do it then at the end. But as soon as you get enough done, then move on to the next section so that you're not spending hours and hours just on clouds. But as long as you get them done, you can always add the final details at the end of the painting. Now you can take your tape off and work on another section. So another section is, I'm looking at it, and there's some grass down there behind the house. So I'm going to take my tape again, and I'm going to put that on there just so I know where I'm putting my grass. So we'll put our grass on there. I'm going to use my flat brush that I use for my sky, and I'm going to get some green paint. You can make your own green paint by putting blue and yellow together and make a really nice green. Right? And if it's too dark, just add more yellow. Beautiful greens you can get with the ultramarine blue and cad yellow. And this is going to be nice and green. And then we'll lighten that up after. So there's your green grass. It's in the background. Pick up more paint when you need it. Add a little more yellow. Back and forth. Just get that on there. We're not going to tap, tap, tap yet. Alright. So put lots of green on there. And try to get under the sky. It's okay if you go up against the sky. Good. Keep it going. Keep it going. It's okay for the colors to be darks and lights because that will give you some nice values. You get darks and mediums and lights almost all at once if you just put on some yellows and greens. Just mix it all in together on the canvas. Good. There we go. See? Now we can do our final, we can lighten it up to as much as we want, and then at the end of the painting we can do any final details up here that we want. Good. Just put that on there. Get the top so that there's no canvas showing through. We don't want to do that right now. Just trying to get it all on there. I'm just going back and forth long strokes so I get a nice smooth finish. Now that's pretty dark, so I'm going to lighten that up now. Now when you get your underpainting on for your grass, then you can go over it with some yellow. And that will brighten it up for you. There we go. It's getting there. Maybe if you need any white to add it to your yellow, you can do that too to really brighten it up. See? Look at that. And the white makes the green more opaque, which means that you can't see through it. It makes it nice and thick. You can also use any mediums that you want to use that I did my other video and showing you how to use texture medium to thicken up your paint. You can use the blending gel to extend the drying time. So I have a video on that. See? Isn't that pretty? That brightens it up. So now we'll take our tape off and put that away. And now we have, now where are we going to start? Now you're going to say to yourself, now what do I do? Do I put the trees in first, the cabin, the land down here? Well, to make it easy, you can easily do some grass down here first on a little path. And that'll all be done for you then, and then you'll be able to put your cabin, put your trees on, and then your cabin. So the cabin comes ahead of the trees, so the trees are behind the cabin, so you can do the trees next. I'm going to leave out the hills. They're not necessary. And you can put them in if you want. If you do put them in, they're behind the trees, so then you will put them next. But I'm going to start on this bottom part here, and I'm only going to do an underpainting. So as you can see, the let's just draw out the path so we'll know we can work around that. So that path comes over to about here, and we will draw, but you don't have to draw, just get a bit of paint, and any color paint, doesn't matter, as long as it's dark enough so you can see it, and a flat brush. And just take your brush and make a little path, and you can always change it a little bit if you have to, because the cabin is going to go over here somewhere, right? So then the path is going to go behind, and it's going to come around, and it's going to go down, and then it's going to come out from behind again. It's going to widen a bit, and it is going to come, let's see, straight down. I think we're going to go curve and then straight down, so that we'll have that much done. So the grass here, I find that this 1-inch brush works really well. Okay, that's the 1-inch brush I've been telling you about, and it's bristle. So let's tap into some dark green. So we're not going to worry about all those colors that you've seen there. We're not going to worry about those right now. We're just going to make some green, or you're going to use your sap green and a little bit of let's see, just use a dark green. So make sure your green's dark, and just tap that on there. Tap, 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 tap. See? That looks grassy already. If you wipe it on, you're going to get the grass like up on top. We want to make it, we want texture. So we'll just put the textured paint down there. The textured grass that we're making. See? Isn't that nice? And you're coming towards the path. So you want to bring it over to the path, okay? Bring it over to the path, and then bring it over to the path, but you're coming down a little bit, because you want to go with the way the hills, a little hill coming down towards the path, kind of like a little slope. Okay, so I'm just mixing some paint. Let's just tap, tap, tap towards the path. Good. Tap, tap, tap. Good. Now it's nice and dark, so that means that when we put our lights on top of those darks, they're going to really stand out, because the darks will make the lights pop. Isn't that nice? See how nice that is? I'm not sure how the video is. Sometimes the colors are a little off, but you will see as we go along. And you can use whatever brush. If this brush don't work for you, if you can get any kind of a bristle brush, you won't get the same texture with the sables or nylon brushes or synthetic brushes or softer brushes I was telling you about, okay? But with these bristle brushes, you can get really nice textured grass, okay? So just mix up more paint. Keep getting paint when you need it. There we go. Good. Keep putting that on there until you fill it all up. Tap, 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 tap. Yep. Tap, tap, tap. And we want it nice and dark down here, okay? Now we got a really nice dark green part of our painting, and we'll do the other side. Even though there's a ton of stuff there, make it easy for yourself by just doing a little, just under paintings, just one bit at a time, okay? One bit at a time, and it'll be so much better for you. See the grass? This brush makes wonderful grass. Oh, it's tapping itself. Let's untap it there now. All right. Tapping towards the path. And you start at the edge here and move your way in towards the path. Good. Now, if it doesn't look too hilly to you yet, that'll be okay because we'll do that after. All right. Good. See, so you get all that done first, and then you put everything on top of that. So just look for what's behind everything. And that should help. Because I know a lot of people get frustrated. They don't know where to start. They look at a picture and they get intimidated by the picture they're looking at. And then they don't know what to do or where to start. And then they start in the wrong place and they end up getting very frustrated. So see, look. Done. That much done.